Hey everyone, this is Keegan from Poindexter by Design. If you've been following along some of our previous videos and setting up your Onshape export rules, it's really important to know that if you're working within a company's professional or enterprise environment, that there is a hierarchy of how export rules are applied. So let's take a look at how that works. Okay, there are three main rules to keep in mind. You need to be specific. Specificity takes priority within either a company's set of rules or a user's set of rules. If you do have company settings, if there's anything applied to specific scope or category, those take priority over any account user's rules in those same scope and categories. It's best anyway just to set them at a company level for company-wide specificity. So work with your administrator, or if you're the administrator, get that set up rather than having everyone assign them at the account level. So let's take a look at an example from an individual user's account preferences for Onshape export rules. So I'm under my account preferences. So right now I have a generalized all formats drawing export rule that populates a name and revision level. If I wanted to get more specific about a PDF, let's say, so under drawing, specifically PDFs, let's add the suffix PDF so we can see the difference. Successfully added this export rule. Because this one is more specific, anytime you select PDF, it will override the more general rule above. So let's try all this. If I go to export this drawing, and I'm on PDF right now, see that new rule was specifically applied. But if I go to something that doesn't have that specific rule for the format, it defaults to that more general global rule. So this specificity hierarchy applies whether it's in an individual account settings or at a company level settings. But say this individual user also is working within a professional environment or enterprise system. If the company has a setting in either scope or category, all these rules will be overwritten. So let's take a look at that. I am working within a company professional setting, not an enterprise setting, but it's the same thing in terms of export rules. If I go ahead and look at what I have at the company settings right now, I don't have a drawing setting that applies to all file formats. So if I had had a DWG file format setting in the user export rules, the company level would have overwritten. But now if I go ahead and at the company level and I assign an all file formats setting here, it will overwrite this individual, even more specific rule at an account level. So that's something to really keep in mind. So let's test this. If I go now and I export this in PDF, see it got rid of the PDF suffix, even though I have that in account user setting, because I have an overriding rule in the company setting, it defaults to that. So this is just a snapshot of what we like to use at our company. You can get more specific and more creative. You can apply to other things. These are just the ones that we are really commonly exporting: drawings, assemblies, parts, but you can apply it to part studios, to individual files. You can get a lot more specific about the formats, but we've really set this up at the company-wide export level, just so we're not worrying about it on a per user or per account basis. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more Onshape insights. Thank you very much.